Hello and welcome to this edition of the MGE Podcast. The MGE Podcast is a weekly show for dentists and dental professionals to be able to learn all sorts of advice and information regarding practice management and being able to grow their practice. You're going to be hearing from industry professionals as well as MGE clients who actually have used the management system to be able to grow their business. The point of this podcast is for existing clients as well as people who are not MGE clients to be able to learn and apply it to their business so that they can provide a higher quality service to their patients. Enjoy the show. Hello everybody, my name is Neil Winteregg. I'm a senior seminar instructor here with MGE. I am joined here this afternoon with a good friend of mine, Dr. Michael Ofir from Boston, Massachusetts. Dr. Ofir, how are you doing?
Great.
Good to see you again.
It's great to see you. It's a pleasure.
So for those of you watching or listening, depending on how you're taking this in, I pretty much just went downstairs. We're doing Seminar C here this weekend, and grabbed Dr. Ofir and told him he had to come and sit down on camera. He has no idea why I grabbed him.
It's an amazing seminar. See, it's all about control, about communication. I just feel like I'm excited now.
Okay,
the
good.
Energy is through the roof.
Pumped up.
Yeah,
Been all pumped up for the last 2 days.
Yeah.
And so I decided to just grab him and bring him up here and said, why don't we talk dentistry and have some fun, talk about how you became an MGE client, and let's just have a real nice chat, and let's see if we can help some dentists today. How does that sound?
Let's do it.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
I knew you'd be all on board. Dr.
Dentistry.
Ofir comes to all the seminars I do in Boston, and any seminar Dr. Ofir comes to, whether it's in Boston or whether it's here, you will always find him in the front row with a big smile on his face, ready to learn. Now, you told me something interesting today when I said hello to you. You've gone through the ABCs. You've been a client since what year?
2011.
2011, and this is
September
2011.
Started with Seminar A.
You remember that one?
I remember everything.
Now, how many times have you gone through the ABCs now?
It's a lot. 7 times.
You pretty much do it every year, right?
I do it every year.
Every year, once
Yes.
a year, go through, do the ABCs.
It's fun.
I think that's a record. I have to
fun.
verify. There might be one other person. Rushi, our friend in New York, might have done them as many times as you. You might be in the front. Anyway, you're a smart person, so you keep coming back and you keep learning. But I wanted to talk with you briefly for the viewers at home and listening to us here. How did you come to find MGE? I know it was my dad who initially signed you up for the ABCs,
True.
Dr. Winteregg.
Very true.
But how did you find out about us, and kind of where were you in terms of what your enthusiasm level was for dentistry when you became a client?
Unfortunately, I was not enthusiastic at all. First thing I discovered about myself that I was actually in fear.
Oh.
I was afraid that I was going to lose a practice. I was afraid that patients were going in and out. Not too many people were accepting treatment.
Yeah.
And when I met Dr. Winteregg, he kept his promise, by the way.
Yeah, what was his promise?
That I'll get better.
That you'll get better?
I am better.
You are better.
I am better.
Well, good job with that, man.
I am much better.
So when you met Dr. Winteregg, was it at a new patient workshop, one of the free seminars?
Oh, it was an introductory seminar in Boston.
It was at a free seminar in Boston?
Free seminar in Boston.
Did you get a piece of mail in the
A
like
good
a flyer
friend,
in the mail?
a
or
good
did you have
friend
a
of mine recommended.
A friend of yours recommended
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
He's done Seminar C, and next seminar was Seminar A, and I met him here.
So you had a friend who had just done one of the ABCs.
Absolutely.
And he said, Michael, you got to go check out
Yes.
MGE. Okay.
Yes.
Well, give us just a little bit of this. How many offices did you have at that time?
I did have 2 offices at the time.
You had 2, but you weren't.
I was, yeah.
Okay.
That was not fun.
I understand. Were you on managed care? Were you on PPOs, HMOs,
Absolutely.
Medicaid?
All of it.
You were on
all
everything.
of the above.
How many days a week were you working?
6.
6 days a week.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
I was thinking that was heroic.
You thought, well, that is heroic. Anybody who's working 6 days a week, that is heroic. Depends on what reasons it is that you're doing it for.
And we're killing ourselves.
Yeah, pretty much.
And we're killing ourselves, we're not serving patients well.
Yes.
The standard is still good, but we're not that enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Yep.
So at that time, 2 practices, working 6 days a week, killing yourself. You were on all the managed care, all that kind of stuff.
Patients not showing up.
Patients not showing up, cancellations.
It's free for them, but they don't show up.
But they still don't show up.
Communication was a problem.
Communication was a problem.
I think so.
Communication with your patients, with your staff.
Absolutely.
Everything. Just
across the board.
communication.
Across the board. It boils down to how you explain the treatment, how you explain the necessity of doing something today, and if that is not done, patient actually loses. Not only me.
That's right.
The profession loses.
That's right. Just doing what the insurance covers.
Absolutely.
Pulling it instead of doing a root canal,
exactly.
crown, things like that. That will always hurt your morale and hurt your practice.
Of course.
And the patient.
Of course.
You know, at MGE, I always tell everybody, it's not that we're anti-insurance, it's just that we're anti-rip-off.
Of course.
And not only does the doctor get ripped off when they're doing crowns for $300-400, but the patient is losing out on the benefits of being able to live longer and keep their teeth and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So now let's jump ahead just a little bit. So you met my dad, you met
Yes.
Dr. Winrag. He said, I'm going to help you.
Yes.
You obviously did get helped.
Yeah, of course.
You now have 3 practices.
I do.
So if you were working 6 days a week with 2, now that you have 3, I mean, how many days a week you work? 9 days a week?
Yeah, I work actually 2.
2?
I had thousands of realizations. First was I didn't have right people on board.
Okay.
I was understaffed and I needed help.
Yeah.
So I trained my associates here too on the different programs.
Okay.
And first of all, communication and all that, etc. And now associates are doing most of the work. And I train them still.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it.
So now you get to be a manager more than a dentist.
Yes, but I'm a good dentist too.
Of course.
Yes. All complicated cases, they refer to me, and that's what I like.
You get to do the fun stuff.
I get to do the
stuff
fun
that you wanted to do. So now that you've got 3 offices, are you still on Medicaid? Are you still on some of these terrible plans, or have you been able to
that was
move
gone.
away? Okay.
That was gone.
What did that do for your level of care for your patients?
Patients started accepting ideal treatments.
Yeah.
It made me feel good.
Because you could help them.
I could help.
You could do what you wanted to do for them.
Yes, and people with teeth live longer. Because I personally have my conviction that I want to keep my teeth. Why not my patients benefit from the same? I'm a dentist. I'm supposed to get them healthy.
Yeah.
Makes me feel good.
That's what you're there to do. Dentistry only really, you know, I'm not a dentist, obviously, but I've been doing this for 16 years, and I travel around, and I meet dentists from all over the place. And what's funny is that everybody I run into, nobody ever has a problem with dentistry. They have a problem with everything else that goes with dentistry. And if all the dentist had to do was sit there and do dentistry all day, you guys would be totally happy.
Totally happy.
But doing treatment plans that are not ideal, pulling teeth instead of fixing them, you know, all that type of stuff, that is when I see a dentist's morale go down, is when they know that they're not able to help the patients to the true level that they should be able to help them.
Very true.
What's your take on that?
I like patients, and I like helping them to keep their teeth. And if they cannot keep teeth, I'd like to replace those teeth with ideal treatment like implant, maybe sometimes bridge, whatever is appropriate clinically. I want them to have something fixed so that they don't have to take it at night and hide somewhere from loved ones.
Wow, that's a good reality. And when you can do that for your patients,
I feel good.
It's more fun.
It's more fun.
Now, did you do implants before becoming an MGE client?
Yes.
So let me ask you this, all right? Because we always tell everybody that your ability to deliver the implant is only limited by your ability to sell the implant to the patient, right? So after you did the ABC seminars, did you do more implants?
Yeah, 5 times more.
5 times more?
5 times more.
So you did 5 times the amount of implants.
I placed 2 a week, and I then started placing 10 a week.
Wow.
It's huge.
So what changed?
I did.
You did?
I changed.
You changed.
Yes. As an executive, as a person, as a doctor, I changed.
Mm-hmm. Now, you said something interesting there as an executive.
True.
Most dentists don't think of themselves as an executive. They think of themselves as a dentist.
Yes, but here I learned responsibility.
You learned who was really in control of the practice.
Yes.
It wasn't the front desk. It wasn't the hygienist. It was you.
It was me, sadly. But it was also good news because I knew what had to be changed and who had to be changed. That was me.
Yeah. Now, at the ABC seminars, and really the entire basis of the MGE program has to do with communication between the doctor and the patient, and the doctor and their staff, and all that kind of stuff, right? After you did the ABCs and you started communicating with your patients, what did that do for your relationship with your patients? Because, you know, people see MGE clients and they see crazy, outrageous numbers of collections and production and new patients, and it's on our website and it's in our magazines, and they go, well, if I did that much, people would think I'm money motivated and they wouldn't want to speak to me. And it's actually quite the opposite. But why don't you tell me your experience in that? Because you made quite a change to go from Medicaid and all this other stuff to not having to participate in that stuff. That's unreal to a lot of people, right?
True. So
what was that experience like for you?
Doctor's responsibility number one is educate the patient and treat it, right? Mm-hmm. Treat the patient and educate every time. That's what we do all day long. I specifically, purposely started not looking at patients' insurance. I started telling them what's ideal for them, and many people started actually appreciating that, because conversation usually before MGE would start with what insurance covers, and that's not exciting conversation when patient realizes that nothing is going to be done.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
To help them. So as a dentist, it's amazing when you can deliver what you promise, and you can do a lot for a patient. Yeah. Because we went to school to be dentists, to heal people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do a lot of exciting procedures like veneers, Invisaligns, crowns, fillings, whatever patient needs.
So it's not like you're just doing veneers on every
patient? No. I put the ideal treatment plan for a patient, whatever they need. Mm-hmm. Whatever they need. Whatever I would put for my brother, my wife.
That's what you do.
For myself,
That's
yes.
what you do for your patients.
Absolutely.
Got it. That sounds like a lot more fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
I can't help it. Just very happy.
You're always smiling every time I see you.
It's natural.
So there's a lot of people out there, MGE clients that are listening to this, non-MGE clients, whatever it might be. What are some advice or some tools that maybe you would recommend to some people, whether they're a client or not, but what do you feel like is something that if you could look back on, advice that you would give yourself coming out of school, let's say, right? Now that you've done some MGE training, what is some of that? What might you share with yourself?
Well, we definitely have to take responsibility for our patients, because patients' education about dentistry is at the level of 5 years old, and what 5 years old knows that he has to brush his teeth twice a day, go visit dentist every 6 months, and patient absolutely cannot decide what exactly is right for them. It's us dentists taking responsibility for our patients to deliver and to educate about ideal treatment, right? Yeah. Not every patient can get ideal treatment. That's very sad. And I try to convince them that the right thing for them is to get ideal treatment.
Yeah.
And be confident. Be very confident about what you do for patients. And be very confident in your practice, because patients pick up on that, and your staff, your team definitely picks up on that. Because if you're wishy-washy about what you want to do, wherever executive you are, people pick up on that. Yeah. And that's number one team building, actually, strategy. Be very confident.
Confident.
Absolutely.
With what it is that you're doing.
Absolutely.
Even if it's wrong, at least you're doing something right.
Well, people know that we're good people. People know that we don't do things wrong, but you're right. Yeah. I see your point.
It's better to make a decision about something confidently than to maybe make a decision and not believe in it.
Everybody has the right to make a mistake, as long as you learn from your mistakes and you fix them, and everybody benefits from it. Why not?
Now, let me ask you this. On another note, when it comes to being an executive and having staff in 2 offices, you obviously aren't going to be in 2 places at once. What kind of trust do you have with your managers, and what kind of relationship do you have with your staff that you could be there only a couple of days a week and know that when you're here, for instance, doing a sales seminar, or you're with your family on vacation and you don't have to have your attention on the practice? What kind of relationship is that you've created and you've been able to build with your staff to be able to allow you to do that?
Remember, I was talking about responsibility, being me responsible.
Yeah.
I keep only responsible people around me.
Yeah.
Everybody in my office has different level of responsibility. There are managers, obviously. There are supervisors. There are people who just take orders. Everybody has the level of responsibility, a check sheet, and they follow that. Obviously, education is important, and everybody in my office is very highly educated.
Okay.
About the job description
About
and
the
what they're
description.
supposed to do. Absolutely.
Okay.
They're professional.
And obviously you got some of that from us.
Obviously.
Training your staff and descriptions for
Absolutely.
their jobs and things like that.
Like, how can you say no? Of course.
So then, as a result of that, staff do their own duties.
Yes, they do.
You're not having to sit there and worry about each individual.
No,
staff
I'm
member.
against micromanagement. I'm for responsibility, and they have.
Okay. They have that.
Absolutely.
And your managers. And
Absolutely.
staff.
I'm very approachable. People, wherever I am, they can text me.
Yeah.
They send me pictures. What would you do here? I can put my input.
Yeah.
And usually I'm right.
Yeah.
I have experience.
I know a lot of times when the dentist isn't having fun in practice, the staff aren't having fun either. And when we first met you, you weren't having as much fun. Now you are having more fun. The, let's say, emotional state of the tone, or the tone of the office has come up. Do you notice that your staff tend to stick around longer?
Yes.
The
First of all,
less turnover.
I am not overworked, and my staff is not overworked. We have fun. We definitely play games.
Yeah.
And we just live the best we can do.
What kind of games are you guys playing right now?
Oh, it's a lot. First of all, I survey my staff, what they want to get, and it's different game every time.
So you guys like production quotas? We get so many new patients, or we do so good?
We focus on new patient amount.
New patients?
Yes,
Okay.
we focus on that.
Roughly how many new patients a month are you?
I started with 25 a month. Right now we do around 170. Imagine how many people we help. 170 patients a month.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot of help.
So
And,
when we first met, you were doing 25 new patients.
yes, and my assistant typically, if patient is happy, she will ask for a referral. She will take a survey. They're happy to do that.
Yeah.
They're very happy.
So the staff ask patients for referrals.
Absolutely.
word
First
of
they
mouth
survey.
referrals. And then when you guys, let's say you do 175 new patients, what kind of games does the staff want to do? When you survey your staff, what kind of stuff is it that they want to do?
I can throw movie tickets. I can give the child a book. Whatever they ask me for as a reward, I definitely satisfy.
Yeah. Games and rewards.
Absolutely.
Always fun.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's not
how
always
much,
money. It's not always money.
Right. And a lot of times, you know what's funny is a lot of times as a group, as a reward for production, a lot of times I find a really good team,
Yes.
they want to do the reward together,
Absolutely.
no matter what it is.
Absolutely.
As long as we get to go to a movie as a team, we go to the mall, and we go to dinner as a team. When you just hand everybody a movie ticket or a Starbucks gift card.
No, they all want to go together.
Yeah.
They make friends.
Yeah. My dad once had everybody, he didn't tell them, he hired a limo, and the limo came to the office and picked them all up. Now, this was 1992 in Plymouth, Indiana, you know. So limo comes, Plymouth, Indiana had never seen a limo before, you know what I mean? It's like the first limo in Plymouth history, right? Limo comes up, picks up the staff, he gives them all an envelope, and inside I think was like $100 or $150, and they went to the mall. They probably had to drive a ways to get to a really nice mall or something, but who knows. But anyway, the point is everybody going to the mall, going on a shopping spree, having lunch together. These are like very powerful motivators.
I remember
for
another
staff.
story he told me. Jewelry and shoes.
Jewelry and shoes?
You'll never go wrong.
Is that what all the staff wanted?
Absolutely. Ladies like it.
They do. It sounds like I'm going shopping for my wife. Jewelry and shoes. That's what she always wants. Jewelry
You'll
and
never
shoes.
lose.
You'll never lose with jewelry and shoes. So what games? So you've done games with the staff. You've got production quotas for staff, and they get motivated. It's not just money, but it's being a team, working together as a team.
For sure.
Yeah.
For
That's
sure.
one of your successful
Yes.
actions that
We
you
go
do.
to local coffee shop. We go for bowling. It's a lot of things we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boston has offered everything.
Yeah. snow tubing, digging yourself out of your...
Never done that. We don't want to get injuries.
That's true. That's probably true. Don't want to take a group trip to the snow slopes. That's probably not a good idea. All right. Any other advice that you'd share with anybody, or anything else that you'd like to say to anybody as far
Let's
as...
agree on that. Training is important.
Training is very important.
I found home here for training.
Home here. Okay, good.
There are a lot of good trainers, and MGE is not the only trainer, but for management, business, I found MGE. People here know a lot, and they can give a lot. They can offer a lot.
Well, that brings up another... Had you worked with any consultants before you found MGE? Had you hired other companies?
No.
No, okay.
No, but in down school, obviously, we did have some basic understanding, but that was not enough. We're dentists, and nobody makes us executives. Nobody makes us business-oriented people. And once you sign a lease,
you're no longer a dentist. You're a business
owner.
You're in business.
You're in business.
You know what I find funny? You dentists are, I say you dentists in a positive
I'll take
light,
that.
right? But dentists are like, we go to school for 4 years. We work on dead bodies before we work on live people. We're very crawl, and then we learn how to walk, and then we learn how to run with every procedure and everything that goes on. But then you guys get that certificate, and the first thing you do is go $1 million in debt and open up a scratch practice, and you've never even run a business before. It's just so funny sometimes, the mentality that I see is it's like, if you just get training in business before opening your practice, your life is going to be a lot easier. Just like you didn't learn how to do a root canal by failing on root canals on real patients. You learned how to do it step by step.
Absolutely.
So you guys take the step-by-step approach with the dentistry, and then you just wing it with the business side of things.
Yeah, and we make I'm afraid we make mistakes every time with hiring, firing, bringing good people on board. We don't even know what to do with good people when we get guilty of that.
That's true. I've seen so many staff of doctors come to the free seminars that I do, and I'll be up at the front, and I'll be lecturing, and I'll be talking about the mistakes that doctors make and stuff, and I swear the staff will be sitting there like this, pointing to the doctor, he does that. They come up to me and they're like, can you talk to him? Because that's exactly what our dentist does. It's exactly what he said not to do, and he won't listen to us. And sometimes I feel bad because sometimes the staff get it. They get that what's going on is not right, but they can't get the doctor to change their mindset. And I've seen so many dentists waste good staff.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you don't have heart-to-heart communication, conversation with your employees, surveying them, really asking them what's important for you. Yeah. And this is what's important for me. Yeah. Yeah, so I get that.
You get that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, now.
Well, I always say, I've never had a client tell me they wish they waited.
True.
I run into so many people and they're like, well, I might think, I'll do it next year. And I'm like, listen, every client I've ever put through the ABC seminars has done better. And all of them say, I wish I found this before dental school. Don't be that same person,
True.
So I think it's very important to learn how to do this stuff, obviously, sooner rather than later. And obviously, you must agree.
I do. I do agree.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Well, before we get to the end here, anything else that you'd like to say on the open airwaves of America and the population of dentistry?
Well, I can give my fellow dentists a friendly advice. If MG is doing a meeting in your town, in your area, or even if you have to fly to Florida, do it.
Do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. You'll get better.
Awesome. Michael, thank you so much.
Nice
All right, I had so much fun. Thank
nice
you for being my first guest here on the podcast.
Wow.
This is a special seat for the person who's done the ABCs more than anybody else.
Thank you. And I'll be back.
And you'll be back. Exactly. We will have you back. We will have you back. And to all you out there, take Dr. Ofir's advice. Go to mgeonline.com. There's a tab there that says free seminars coming into your area. Look and see when we're coming into your area. You can also look at the New Patient Workshop or go to newpatients.net. Come and do that workshop. The New Patient Workshop is going to be done in New York, Florida, Chicago, Texas, Southern California. you can do that workshop in any of those locations at different points of the year. And I will probably be speaking there, and I look forward to seeing you there. If you'd like to get in touch with us, go to the website, fill out the contact form, or go ahead and call 1-800-640-1140. If you'd like to talk to me, just ask for Neil. Say, hey, I watched the podcast, and I'd love to talk to him, and I would love to talk to you and talk to you about your practice and see how you're doing. Also, if there's anything that you would like us to touch on the podcast, go ahead and leave us a comment, shoot me some sort of communication, give me a call, and I would take up your topic in the next one. We'll see you next week at the MGE podcast.
One quick comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
New patient workshop definitely will make your phone ring, but then you have to know what to do after that.
You have to know what
you
to
need
do
to convert
that.
these calls.
Now, you said you went from 25 new patients to 175.
Yeah.
Would you think doing the new patient workshop might be applicable
Absolutely.
for these people?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But conversion of those
That
phone
is the
calls,
important part.
not just answering the questions, bringing them into
And
the
I cover that at
office.
the new patient workshop is how to actually answer
you
the
do?
phones.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a whole section on answering phones. It's my favorite part of the workshop, actually.
My goodness,
Is that
I've
it's
done
been
it
a-
7 years ago. I forgot the content.
You have to come to New York.
I will.
I'll do answering the
I
phones
will.
for you.
I will.
Sound good?
Good.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing you guys
Oh.
there. Thank you all. We'll see you next time.
Be happy.
Thank you so much, Michael.